season and a second state championship. It's also nice to see them dressed up and looking so beautiful instead of seeing them in their old volleyball clothes and that sort of thing too. So, fantastic. You know, what does it take to get a championship team? People ask, you know, how do you do that? What does it take? Well, obviously it takes a team, somebody that's bought into the system and everybody understands their roles and that sort of thing. But as people have already mentioned, it takes more than that. You know, it takes the entire, what we see here today. I mean, we can't win in volleyball without the support from Coach Beaudenay, our athletic director. We can't win without the support from our upper school principal, Mr. Hogan. We can't win without the support of our parents. I mean, you've heard about the parents that have helped calling lines and that sort of thing. We have every single parent is at most of our matches, and they're involved in some way, whether it be taking photographs, providing snacks or meals for the kids or whatever. The support here is tremendous, and I know it goes beyond volleyball. I know it's just not what's happening here. The parents need to be recognized, and obviously people like Robert, who drives people around, and you know, everybody. I know I'm missing out on people here, but it just takes more than just a coach and an assistant like Coach Sarah, who, if I have to miss a practice or miss a game, she just steps in. I don't even know what your record is, but I know I've missed a couple matches. You got to be undefeated. You're undefeated. I know. It's like, yeah. So, you know, and obviously the support we get from our middle school. I mean, all these kids. I mean, there's probably, how many people? This is my 4th year here. How many people have played for me for 4 years? I mean, I know I coached 5th, 6th grade, I coached 7th, 8th grade, so I know I've had some of these guys. I know, Emma, I know I had you as a 5th grader. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. I don't know, are we still going? Oh, you were 6 when you started, 6th grade. 6, 7, 8, 9, so I know that's 4 years. But, you know, you get to know these girls and you get to understand what they're all about. And the beauty of Tesseract, for me, is the fact that these girls are involved in more than just volleyball. You know, they give it their all in volleyball, but they're so involved in other things, and it's a relief for me. I mean, I've been coaching volleyball for 35 years, and I coach high-level teams when I'm not doing this. And when I coach those high-level teams, it's all volleyball. That's all it is. Talk to their parents. That's all they do. I don't know if that's necessarily healthy. You know what I'm saying? These girls right here are balanced. They're smart, they're beautiful, and they work their butt off on the volleyball court, as it shows. And you're going to hang another thing up here, 2013 state champions. We're just trying to keep up with chess and frisbee. I mean, that's all we're trying to do. So a little bit about the season. You know, you come back the next year after winning a state championship the year before, and you have the majority, you have all your starters back. What are you supposed to do, right? That's what everybody says. You're supposed to win again. So there's a little bit of pressure on us right there, and we started off strong, and most of the time in our region we handle our opponents pretty well. But we came up on a team in a tournament, at the Banquet tournament, Foothills. And that particular coach used to coach here actually before me. And there's a little bit of rivalry there. And it happened to be a match where I think Chenay slipped on the court, fell, and cut herself, and she was, and all our girls were looking at her like, "Are you okay?" And once that happened, we never rebounded. We lost to that Foothills team, and I think it was a good thing for us, honestly. Get it out of the way, right? Get that loss out of the way, and then let's see if we can meet them down the road, right? And sure enough, there it was after we'd gone through, traveling to Orm, up on, up there and playing, at Black Canyon, at the, detention facility, and I don't know, all different matches all over the place and having a great season. It came down to seeing Foothills in the state semifinals. What they didn't know is we had a little change of game plan for them. And when we threw that change of game plan on them, and we switched, Chenay from setting into hitting middle, and they didn't have an answer for that, it's priceless. If you've ever seen and watched a match and you're looking at the other coach and he's going, We were all just looking at each other on the bench going, yeah, I know, he doesn't have an answer for that. And we're just going to roll on out. And it was great to see, and the girls rose up and they beat them in 2, and the finals was actually anticlimactic. I mean, we played a team that was undefeated, but they weren't as good as the team we beat in the semifinals. So what we're looking for right now is, unfortunately, we're losing a couple seniors, but we're looking for these kids that are coming up to maybe try to make it 3. You know, we're excited about next year, and we're going to try to get some stuff happening maybe a little bit this summer. I know there's some girls anxious to get going already. It's the first sport we start. So 22-1 was our final record. We played 3 out of 5 usually. In tournaments we played 2 out of 3. They were 65-4 in games. Okay? So they lost 2 games to Foothills. Can you guys tell me who your other games you lost to were? They lost a game to Orm. That's right. Who else did we lose a game to? Trinity Christian. So yeah, that's good. They forgot. That's good. Memory, let it go. It's over with. Let's get on. Move on to the next thing. Coaches don't forget. They remember stuff like that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to next year, and I'm going to bring these girls up one at a time, and we're going to embarrass them maybe a little bit. I don't know. This has everything in here already. We don't have to mess with it. All right, Carolina Fabricius Allgreen, come on up here. All right, so Carolina, wow, she's our energizer. She is just like, I mean, you got to have defensive specialists when you play, people that just want to get after the ball. And she found that role, she found that niche, and she embraced it. And later in the season, she was just getting after it as much and as hard as she could, trying to save the ball from hitting the floor. She was a great asset to us defensively. Cheyenne Conley. This is a 4-year person for sure. I can remember her being on varsity when I first started here as a 9th grader. And we were working on changing the culture a little bit. The older kids just didn't know how to work hard. Didn't necessarily want to work hard. And she witnessed that. But I'll tell you, the change I've seen in her in 4 years is just tremendous. From being just a participant that just wants to play, to turning around to being a MVP of the league, first team All-State, and captain, and more than that, just a leader for these guys over here and what it takes to be a good team person. Cheyenne, thank you for all you do. Chenay Gladstone. Again, you know, these last 2 people we brought up here were the most valuable players in the state the last 2 years, okay? Cheyenne 2 years ago, Chenay this last year. So here you are looking at a big portion of why we're so successful. And again, Chenay just took it, whatever we asked her to do. We asked her to set because she happened to be one of the best setters, so she set. We asked her to hit at the end when we needed to against Foothills. She did that. She was one of the best at that. If we ask her to dig or pass or whatever, she'll do it. She's one of the best at that. She has an unbridled passion for this. You know, and many of you know she's going to be heading out this next year, exploring, being a foreign exchange student in Germany. Yeah, we're excited for that. Obviously, we want to see our kids grow and get better. Guess what? She's going to come back with that experience and win another one of these things for us when she's a senior. Right? All right. Congratulations. Emma Gothi. All right, again, another 4-year person. Been playing with since 6th grade. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. First year on varsity this year. I'm sure she was just excited waiting to get here. She probably would have played as a 6th grader if we would have let her. But yeah, again, she started out the season hitting on the outside, and then started out setting, and then ended up hitting, and then ended up setting. So again, multi-position player, Led the team in aces, service aces. Yeah. So she's got a terrific serve, and she's a good setter, good all-around player, and again, great attitude, good team player, just like every kid on this team. Easy to work with. Congratulations, Emily. Jessica Hochschuler. All right, again, this is someone that's been playing volleyball since 9th grade too, and 2 seniors, her and Cheyenne, that we're going to see go. It's just terrible to see that happen, but it's just part of a process, right? Again, as a 9th grader, I think playing volleyball, she just was out there. As a 10th grader, she got a little bit better. As an 11th grader, she was a starter and part of the team. This year, I mean, she was a player this year. She was somebody we went to when we needed a side out or a point. She became an integral part of the team in terms of tough serving, tough topspin serving, tough hitting. But more than that, I think she gained a lot of confidence from her coach and from her teammates, and she went out and just took that and took charge. So I'm really proud of Jessica. Emily Kunkel. All right, so you get to know these kids as you spend an entire season with them, and here we are driving up to Orem, and Emily's sitting up front, and she's changing the music, and I'm, oh no, here's somebody changing the music, and she's changing it to like my kind of music. I'm thinking, this is an old soul right here. This person likes oldies and that kind of stuff, so it was awesome. You learn a lot about kids, and I think Emily fit into a good position as an outside hitter for us. I would describe her as a utility player, someone that could play any position, back row, outside hitting, serving, and she was probably what I would consider our #1 sub off the bench. And her experience is invaluable for us, as a team. Everyone knew their role and understood it, and it really helped us down the long run. Thanks, Emily. Olivia Lee. All right, so we have to, when you're playing volleyball, you need people, we call them middle blockers. People that, if you were playing basketball, it'd be your center, someone that's clogging up the middle and making it difficult for people to play in there. Middle blockers try to stop the other team's attack. They try to block everything that comes in that way. And Olivia took to that role, and she got a lot better as the season went on. Better blocking, better hitting, better aggressive play up there, and she became a good 1-2 punch up there with her and Lexi, and later on Chenay. The 3 of them did a solid job for us in the middle, and Olivia has really improved over the last season. Congratulations. Ariana Lesniak. I just like seeing people that have passion for what they do. I don't even care what it is. I don't care what you're doing. If you have passion for it, I'm going to find you, because that's what I'm all about, passion. So these guys, these kids right here all love to play. Ariana, if we're going to war somewhere or going to fight somewhere, I want Ariana on my team. That's all there is to it. She's a fighter and a battler, and if it comes down to a street fight, I'm next to her right there. But in a game, you want her too. When the game's on the line and you want somebody to swing at a ball, she's going to swing at it. She's not going to get nervous and set it over, tip it or something like that and get timid. She's there. She knows what's on the line, and she understands that. She's a good team player because of that. All right. Elizabeth Leon. Sometimes we get kids that come out, when they first come out, they really have little experience playing volleyball, and they don't really, have that confidence yet. And I know when Elizabeth first started playing 7th, 8th grade, she was in that position. And even when she stepped up to varsity for the first time, I know she was nervous about playing with these other girls. But these girls all understand each other, they all get along, and they all want each other to do well. They all want each other to succeed. And it made it easy for her to step out and try and work harder and become a great defender. Her and Carolina were our back row people. They were our people that got after digging the balls and making an effort. And Elizabeth really became a good player by the end of this season. Before that, you were a little nervous when the ball came that way. We'll admit it. But at the end of the year, I had all the total confidence in her to make the play when it came her way. Whether it was hit hard at her or whether it was hit easy, she always came up with a big play. She improved a ton this year. All right, Lexi Praninsky. Again, a strong middle blocker. Most of you probably know her now. She's pitching in softball. These guys had a great season there too. Again, that's what I like about all these guys. They're involved in all the things that are Tesseract. But in terms of volleyball for us, she's a power hitter in the front row. She has an aggressive approach and she's a powerful spiker. And more than anything, she's really passionate about the game of volleyball as well. And I know she's excited about next year and what that may bring and whatever happens with that. But for me, in terms of volleyball, she controlled the net for us. When we needed a big, strong hit, she gave it to us. But more than that, she's a good passer, good setter, good defender, great all-around player. Lexi Praninsky. All right, we've got some awards here. I know we've got the standard most inspirational, most improved, and most valuable. But we also have I've been coaching for a long time, and I think traditions are a really good thing. I'm not saying we need to do this next year, by the way, Ann. But creating a memory book for your season is just an unbelievable thing. Like I said, I've been coaching 35 years. I'm about ready to set up a reunion of sorts of when I coached at a high school out in the East Valley at Mesa. So girls I coached from 1991 to 2008. Probably have, 100 or 150 girls out there. Those girls have a memory book from every year that they played, okay? So it includes pictures, it includes the schedule, the results, it includes whatever, all the things that were put into it by Ann. Ann, could you just raise your hand back there, Ann? Olivia's mom. She took pictures of every game that we were at, especially the state tournament and that sort of thing. So there's a lot in here, and I know the girls haven't seen this yet, so it's exciting. You guys all get one of these to take with you as well. Okay, so the awards for 2013-14 girls varsity volleyball this year. The most improved player for 2013-2014, Elizabeth Leon. The most inspirational player, I don't know, everybody on here is inspirational for me. It's really difficult to single somebody out, but for the fact that we're giving 3 awards here, the most inspirational player is Lexi Praninsky. And the most valuable player for the 2013-2014 season, Chenay Gladstone. I mean, 3 awards, we're stuck at it. I couldn't fathom that, so I got one here myself, I don't know. 4 years with somebody, just helping you develop a program, believing in what you're doing, believing in what you say, and then taking that and passing it on to the rest of the people around her. This is an award that we're going to start and we're going to have every year. It's called the Tiger Leadership Award, and I'm just going to give it in volleyball. And the Tiger Leadership Award for 2013-14 goes to Cheyenne Connolly. Yeah, I mean, I'm hogging the stage up here, but I mean, they won a state championship, and these guys put a lot of time and effort in, and they need to be rewarded for that. Congratulations, girls, on a great season. I'm looking forward to next year.